Welcome to Who's Up Next, a video podcast for journal junkies. I'm Sally Bell, your host, and I will be interviewing one of our favorite artists. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfy, and let's see who's up next. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Who's Up Next. Today we have Anne from Odulcina Scrap, and she is here from Quebec. Is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, Quebec, Canada. Welcome, Anne. It's so nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Yes. Wow, doing my homework and looking through all the things that you do, I'm astonished at how busy you must be.
I am.
You do the yeah. You make soap, which is gorgeous. I love the cupcakes. And you do digitals, which are gorgeous, of course. You do journals, and you have your farm. How do you do it all?
I run out of time all the time.
Now, let me ask you this.
Your passion is your living and your lifestyle.
Yes.
It starts when I wake up and it ends just before bedtime.
Yes.
It's
keeps
all
you busy
together.
All the time.
Like, my brain doesn't see any of that as work. So it's hard to stop. It's really hard.
Wow, that's wonderful. That is great. Who loves their life that much? You guys have a really good thing going there. I had so much fun watching the horses playing in the snow and your husband on the sled. And what I'm talking about here, audience, is some YouTube videos that she has shown where she lives, what they do, their little farm. I say little, I don't know how big it is, but gosh, they have these Clydesdale horses and everything. Of course, I'm giving it all away, Anne, but you got to go and see it. It's it's like a wonderland.
This whole journey started with the COVID, right? Before COVID, I had no clue junk journal existed. I had no clue digital existed. I had no printer, and I was doing nothing of that. And I had no knowledge of homesteading and farming and whatsoever. And YouTube kind of fed me. I started, I'm a big scrapbooker. I've been doing scrapbooking for more than 20 years, but my kids are grown up and I kind of got tired and I wanted to go digital with scrapbooking. So I started looking on YouTube and it brought me to junk journals, which I stopped there.
Then you fell in the rabbit hole and you've never been the same since.
Big time, and I'm contaminating people around me now.
That's great. COVID, what was that, 2 or 3 years? You haven't been doing that this long.
Yeah, it's 3 years, almost 4 now. Yeah, okay. I'm going to start my 4th year like in June, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. And so you didn't have your lifestyle. You didn't have your farm, your horses, your chickens. You didn't have any of that.
No. I was working
my gosh, you had
full time, raising my 4 kids, which were like teenagers. And I was kind of
4 teenagers. That's enough.
I was kind of in a between, like you work, you eat, you sleep, and my life was a bit boring. We just completed building a new house,
Uh-huh.
and I was looking for a new hobby to bring back in my life. So, and I found the junk journals and all the videos about homesteading. And through
Yes.
that COVID journey, I've lost my job. So we just moved 4 hours away, bought a farm, and we started over here.
Wow,
That's what
that's
happened.
brave. That's really brave, but it's what an adventure.
That's like quite an adventure. And it's the best thing that happened to my life. Like when I look back, that must have been the most stressful thing in my life, but it was for
Wow.
the best, literally. So we
That is
don't make a living out of the farm. The farm is a hobby. It's really like
okay.
having fun.
Yes. How fun
It's
is that?
just we bought a big farm that was kind of abandoned, so everything
Uh-huh.
was rusty, and but the building frames, the structure
Uh-huh.
were good. But we have three humongous barns there, plus a
Wow.
garage, plus an old stable, plus the house,
Jeez.
yards of
That's
fields and yards of wood. So we bought a
wow.
project, we bought a potential that we say, and I started working full time with my Odulcina business.
Uh-huh.
That was it.
Wow. Yeah, that was it. Just that.
That was, yeah, yeah.
You guys really took a leap of faith. I mean, did you just think, this would be fun. Let's do this?
Well, I don't know if you're a believer. I'm a Christian believer.
I am.
And all that is, it's God,
You
literally.
just feel like this was where God wanted you to be.
Well, when I had to lose my job,
Mm-hmm.
that has nothing to do with God, but because God doesn't like prevent
Do
you from taking the jab or whatsoever, right?
right.
But my personal conviction for many years, I've raised all my kids that way. I'm more in the natural way and the naturopathic and everything. That was
Uh-huh.
really hard on me to kind of let that. And I had just started because my when I say 4 years, this is the day where I discovered junk journals and start making my first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's been like less than 3 years that I'm doing digitals because there's a
Oh,
learning curve, and I needed to learn all of that too.
wow.
So
Yeah, and they're good. I mean, they're beautiful.
thank you.
I don't know how you do that.
That's the other thing I've learned, like within minutes, and I believe it's just God. It's like the
Yeah.
first thing I put on Etsy for sale, I
Uh-huh.
put one journal. I was
Uh-huh.
not known. I had no Instagram, no YouTube, nothing. I was
Yeah.
not known. I didn't say to anybody, but I prayed the Lord, if it's not your will, just block it right there, because I might get too much into that. And my goal was to retire at 50 years old. So I was 44, and I had 6 years to kind of build up my business,
Mm-hmm.
an early retirement for my job, which I was working in IT for more than 20 years. And that would have not been sufficient. So I was like, if I have a business on the side, I can have that lifestyle of not really
Right.
working for an employer, but the business doesn't need to be that successful. So I prayed the Lord. I know that if I start that for the next 6 years, I'll be rushing. Like I still have a husband, kids, and time for
A
the
real
Lord
life.
and a full-time job career, and just block it, God. And but I sold it in 5 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And I
Wow.
didn't know at that time that average to sell your first item on Etsy, it's 9 months, and that you
Oh,
need
I
to
didn't know that
advertise
either.
yourself on YouTube, Instagram, or whatever, because the algorithm from Etsy will just not pick you up if
Yeah.
you're a newbie. So I had
Yeah.
no idea. So I liked it, and I created 5 more little journals. They were $30 Canadian, so like 20 some US. And
Uh-huh.
and I prayed again, Lord, just block that, because I'm getting like excited about that. And again, it was just selling and
Don't lead me on.
selling all the time. And so when my job was in Jeopardy, I was just starting with the digitals. I had one kit done. And I had it's been like a month, and then I've heard that my job would be in Jeopardy, and I knew where I was going because I cannot cheat the system as being Christian, and I cannot really lie. And even if I had all those opportunities, and the Lord, every time I was praying, the Lord was saying, "You have your door, your what I don't know in English what would be the expression, but you have your sideline that, and it's that digital world." And I was like, yeah, okay, but if I make $50 a month, you don't go far with that, right?
Right.
But when I got the official requirement, God gave me within 3 days the equivalent of almost 2 months of sales.
Oh my God.
And I really saw it. When I realized it, I told my husband, it's like if he's giving me that, you see, I can take care of that. You don't have to worry.
Yes.
So when you say it's a walk of faith, yeah, I would think so. And why we moved 4 hours drive? It's because our church is there.
Oh.
So I guess it was in God's plan that we had to move, and for that I needed to lose my job, and he made it all happen. You just don't see it coming.
I don't know if this is scripture, but when one door closes, another one opens,
Yeah.
Is it scripture? The Lord will open another one. I'm not sure, but that's what I believe. I think
God closes some doors too,
right,
to make you move the way you wants to go. So you can fight that, or you can just take it, right?
Right.
So,
that is
the journey. Believing God was behind and was in control, and it's been the best. Yeah.
Yes, that is wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, so what you're telling me also is that you start when you wake up and quit when you go to bed, and you work about 3 times harder than you did at your 9-to-5 job. But you love it.
But my brain doesn't see it like working.
Right.
And every time I want to go help a sister at church, or I need to work on the farm, I can take any day off, right?
Right.
So I don't work in my business every day of the week. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, when you love something, like it sounds like you do, it's not work. It's like play.
Exactly.
And if you can make a living with it, then even better. That's what's fun.
Yeah, and
that's what life should be for everyone.
Yeah. Of course, I'm not making the same revenue than I was doing in IT. But the kids are raised. They all left the house since, and how much do I really need, right?
Right. And you never know what the future's going to bring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So,
that's really fun. So, tell me about Quebec a little bit. Now, you're 4 hours out of Quebec at this point, right?
No, because I used to live close to Ottawa. No. So now I was still in the Quebec province, because it's a province, Quebec. It's a city.
Oh, okay.
You have the Quebec city in the Quebec province. So when I say Quebec, it's the province. I am 4 hours drive from New York, for example. I'm in the lowest part of the Quebec.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but you obviously, with your videos too, you get a lot of snow there.
Oh yeah. We have real winter.
Yeah.
The summer is not there yet. We had snow last week again. So
we had snow yesterday. So
not so bad.
I don't feel bad for you. Actually, it didn't stick on the ground, but
Yeah.
You can't plant your garden or do anything yet. This is kind of the waiting period where you think, okay, when are we going to get sunshine?
Can start with the spinach and salad, but the real thing that can take the not the cold, freeze, it's end of May. the long weekend of
Yeah.
May, 20th of
Yeah.
May. Usually we
Right.
don't plant anything before that here.
Yeah. I think I'm not going to plant anything until like mid-May at the earliest, but looking at the weather forecast, it might be closer to end of May. I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, so tell me, I was looking at your journals too, and I love a lot of them. Oh, tell me about your lace. Do you have access to a lot of old lace there in that area?
No, no,
No. Oh, okay.
no.
I
When
figured you might like a lot of French stuff. No.
no, there's when I started, I was really discouraged because I could see people on the web having nice laces, and I was like, oh, there's nothing
Yeah.
like that here. So
Oh.
coming from a French side of the country,
Mm-hmm.
the French side of Canada, like Quebec, people were mostly Catholic and they didn't have a lot of money. I guess because they were giving everything to the church and they
Ah.
were having a bunch of kids. So fancy
Yeah.
laces and that kind of stuff, they didn't have time for that. So
Right.
within Quebec, the nicest houses, it's all the English section of Quebec because you still have little
Mm,
cities where it's mostly English, and this is where you get the cutest houses, and they
really?
had more money. Not
Ah.
sure why, but
They weren't spending it on
yeah.
all those kids.
So around me, the thrift stores and everything, you can find little things here and there, but I need to go to an English city to kind of
Mm-hmm.
have more. I see their
Ah,
store,
interesting.
but they are an hour and so away from me, so I don't go there often.
Right.
But by
Hmm.
just talking around, like to all the my friends, people around me, my family, they always
Yes.
find something and get back to me. So we are
Oh,
like
okay.
almost 4 years later, and here we
Yeah.
are. I have a good stash now,
It looks
but
like
not
it.
because I have good thrift store, just because everybody like gave me some.
Yes, that's wonderful. And where you're sitting right now is just one section of your wall, I think, right?
Right.
Don't you have another section? Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's
well, if
also
I
beautiful.
move that side, there's a window, so I kind of avoided it
Yeah.
for today, which would
Yeah,
not be
right.
good. But this
Yes.
is a whole wall of
Yeah.
laces.
Oh, beautiful. And I can tell you like pink a little bit.
Well, I discovered that.
Yeah.
When you start,
Uh-huh.
you don't really know your style, right? So
Right.
I was looking, I don't remember who, but when I found, I don't know if you know, Girl on the Ridge, that
I've
channel.
heard that name, but I don't know her. No.
Lori, Girl on the Ridge,
Okay.
her husband passed away, I think, 2 years ago, and she's
Hmm.
not back yet,
Oh, okay.
fully. But she used to make 2, 3 videos a week when I started,
Wow.
and she has. So everybody that I say she's my inspiration. I developed my
Yes.
style because of her. They're like, really? She's really, really
Sh-
more messy than me. I cannot be as messy, like being like everything crunched and everything like
yes.
folded, like really messy. But
I'll
it
have to go look
inspired
at
me,
her.
and then I developed my own style. And I love
Right.
Ruby and Pearl too, XO. Those two.
Yes, yes,
It's kind
yes.
of I guess I have a mix of both a little bit.
Yes, I love Heather's stuff of Ruby and Pearl XO. The little houses that you did,
Oh,
and those were inspired by Ruby and
yeah.
Pearl, you said, but
And
aren't those cute? I love those. Yes.
I
And
came up with that kit because
oh,
I
cute.
tried to do like her, the little houses, and
Uh-huh.
I had like tons of scrap papers, right?
Right.
But still I had a hard time to pick the perfect papers for my house, that the writing was not too big or not too small, and that
Yes.
the colors
Yeah.
were matching. And this is
Right.
how I'm like, I had so much fun, but just
I'll bet.
making new houses, I'm kind of tired just thinking about it. And I came up with a kit that, that would be like a no brainer. And it's my #1 seller.
Is it really?
It
That's
is.
great.
I sell it
Oh,
every day. It's
wow.
been my #1 seller. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Oh, they're cute. Yeah, in fact, I gotta go make some of those. What was the, oh, and the other thing that I loved too, that I'm working on a journal right now and I'm thinking, oh, this would go really pretty, is the little scrappy pads. Is that what you called them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, those are cute.
That's cute.
You know, of course, those are always fun too because people can write on them. But yeah, I liked those with the little lace, and you get right down to it. You put a lot of goodies on it, and you use a lot of lace,
Yeah, I discovered, that journey all started with junk journals, but I
right?
really liked it. In fact, it's not true. It started with interactive albums, like a little
Uh
bit
huh.
the baby of scrapbooking, but no plastic to protect the pictures. And there's
Oh
interaction,
yes,
right? Flaps and pockets and
right.
magnets to close everything. And then I discovered the junk journal and I forgot about the interactive albums, and I just
Oh
kept
yes,
going because of the lace and the fabric and everything that really really talked to me. So I
yes,
can't do junk journals without that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
and I
They're
cannot be
beautiful. Your
like
covers,
flat,
yeah, yeah. I love it. Yeah, they're
but I
very, very,
never.
very feminine, very girly.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
didn't even know I was that feminine and girly. Like, because in your
Who
house,
knew?
my whole studio here can be all pink and white because it's mine, right? But your bedroom, your living room, and everything else. I
Right.
have a baby girl, and I have
Yeah.
3 boys.
Oh,
You need to go with other colors, right? So
right.
I guess I
Right.
never knew I loved pink. And I never had any laces and anything like that. So in my Pinterest, I had lots of projects with laces and embroideries and all that kind of stuff, but I had no clue how to do that.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah, you
that
did some
brought
really
me to
pretty embroidery.
embroideries. And then I
Yes.
showed it I have a playlist showing all the stitches one by one. And
Mm.
I can see my love for junk journal will be always there, but it's really a mix of fabric, laces, and journals.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
see, now I'm going to a wedding Saturday and I'm
Uh-huh.
adding a bunch of laces to my dress.
Oh,
So
fun.
I take it from this wall and I'm adding and I'm sewing it and I'm adding a flower, and never done that before. But when you have the laces and everything, now it's like everything can become, I can do a cushion, I can do
Yeah.
anything, right? So
How
I'll
cool.
try
Ooh,
to keep the channel related to junk journals, but it's all merging together.
yes, yeah, and a lot of some of your videos I watched were really fun, and they didn't have anything to do with junk journaling. I
Like the
loved the
vlog.
one. What?
Like the vlog videos.
Yes, those. The one where you were in the little Christmas village. Oh, that was
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
And you said also that you have 4 children and your husband has 3. Now I assume yours are grown, but his are also grown.
Yes.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
has two that are a little bit younger, but they live with their mom.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
So,
So you guys have a handful there.
yeah, but it doesn't feel like it right now because, you know,
They're gone. They're grown. Yeah.
they're grown. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well, I guess,
you're still always the mom, and they call
yeah,
mom.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And sometimes
Hmm.
they're all here together. So, because I
Yeah.
have two that
Holidays
lives in
and
Spain.
yeah.
My two youngest, they live in Spain with their dad that moved there
Oh wow,
years and
that's
years ago.
that's
So
exciting.
when they come for 2-3 weeks or a month,
Right.
or they
Right.
came in like
How
a month ago, and that was great.
were you born and raised in Quebec?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. And so why did they go to Spain? Was he from Spain?
So when I got divorced, the kids were young,
Hmm.
and my ex-husband moved to Spain, but he's from Quebec.
He's
He,
okay.
he was doing lots of business there because he has his own company, and he
Yeah.
decided to move there. So
Wow, that's an adventure for them too.
So during COVID, when we moved here, my two youngest, they decided to go live the life in Spain and
The life.
discover that. And I'm like, yeah, I would do that. But yeah, I
Yeah.
raised my kids alone,
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's tough. Yeah.
except the little
Well,
breaks when they were going to see their dad. So
right, right. How about when they come to visit, do they love the horses and the chickens and they have fun doing all
yeah,
that?
but the horses, we don't really ride them, right? It's mostly
Right.
with like a
They're
buggy.
workhorses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Clydesdales. They're the Budweiser horses.
yes, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
So we lost one last week, actually.
Oh
Yeah, he had like a heart infection, and
no.
we
Oh.
lost him.
Oh. That's too
So I
bad.
guess my
Well,
next
so
vlog will be we're gonna see him for the last time there, and we
oh.
might buy another one,
Oh.
but later on.
Yeah. So you just have one now?
Yeah, just one.
Ah.
Well, we
Oh, he's
can do
probably
all the same
lonely.
thing. That horse is so
They're
strong
so tough.
that
Yeah.
he can like.
Pull the
We were
sled and
working them in pair, but they can be like just one too. So
yeah.
it's just the equipment. My husband this week is working on like reverting all the equipment to be attached to one horse instead of two.
Uh-huh.
It's not done
Gotcha.
the same
Yeah.
way.
He's
So
going to be lonely.
yeah, well, we have lots of cats, and
Yeah.
my husband takes a little
Oh.
bit more care of him. But yeah, eventually we need to bring another animal with him.
Right. Right. So tell me how you got started doing your digitals. You just jumped in and with both
Yeah,
feet and said, I'm going to do this, huh?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I I always had that business vibe in me. My
Right.
whole family, if I look on my dad's side, I think
Uh-huh.
I was almost the only one working for an employer. And I
Oh,
look,
wow.
my grandparent, down to all my level of cousins, and like everybody was self-employed, having not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily that successful, but having
Right.
their own.
Right.
Even my parents, they always had their own business, and I worked a lot with my mom's business, and
Mm-hmm.
which is baby related, nothing to do with junk
Gotcha.
journals. But I always had that. But because I had a really good career with a really well paid salary, I was
Uh-huh.
just not able to quit that rat race.
Right.
I was like, this is not being responsible. If I,
Right.
you know. So
Yeah.
so
And
I
then
shut
God told
down
you,
that little voice of having a business my whole life.
yes,
Definitively.
very independent. Yeah. Industrial or
Yeah. So
industrialist or something. Yeah.
even when I was 20, like it's been like almost 30 years ago, I wanted to learn Photoshop and do
Mm-hmm.
some, with the scrapbooking time, I wanted to go digital scrapbooking, but the learning curve was just too much.
Yeah.
I had young kids and I never
Right.
did it, but it was talking to me. It was really, so when I
Mm-hmm.
started the
Calling you.
yeah. When I started the junk journals, I discovered a girl, she was doing stickers. And I was like, oh, I can do that maybe.
Oh,
So she
yeah.
was using Procreate, which you need
Uh-huh.
a tablet, a specific model with the pen. So I bought
Yeah.
that and I thought,
Yes.
I'm going to do stickers. And I
Yeah.
never did any sticker. And then my tablet slept for, I discovered, so I bought the tablet to do the stickers, and I discovered the junk journals because there's a
Oh,
2 month gap between the alter,
yes.
alter, alter, interactive albums and junk journals, right? There's kind of a two
Right.
months. During that
Right.
time, I bought the tablet. I wanted to do stickers. I discovered the junk journals. Phew, I didn't do any of that. And
Oh.
I've been doing junk journals, and I sold junk journals in my Etsy.
Uh-huh.
And then eventually my mother-in-law died and we emptied her house, and I found a bunch of little cards, that you can buy when you buy flowers and you add a little note to it.
Oh,
And
yes.
they were really, really vintage. And but there were French words like félicitation,
Uh,
merci, and I was like,
yes.
the audience needs something either with no words, because thank you is, you don't really put that in your junk journals. So I thought, okay, let's scan them and learn how to remove a word without removing a background, because it's not white behind, right?
Right.
And it started like I picked it up so quickly,
Wow.
and then I realized, hey, I can buy like a premium membership with the graphic fairies,
Right.
and I can use those digitals to create
Mm-hmm.
digitals,
Right.
collage and that kind of stuff. Because I'm
Wow.
not like
Wow.
I cannot draw, right? So
Yeah,
I need
right.
something that is commercial use, and that I
Right.
can. So hence why all the digitals, you have a lot of antique stuff there. It's because they don't have any copyrights anymore.
Right.
But now
Right.
with the artificial intelligence, we kind of push them a little bit on the side, right? Because we can
Yeah.
have the graphic with commercial use that are
Right.
way better. But it started,
Yeah.
there was no artificial intelligence when I started. And it's been just 3 years. Can you believe?
Yeah, I was gonna say no. You're talented. I mean, you picked that up quick because
Well, I
your
do
stuff
believe
isn't
it's
just
it's God, because I tried many times in the past and I was not
ah,
successful.
really.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah,
And
I'm kind of impressed how
yeah, and
beautiful they
I've
are.
been raised as a Christian, but I've lost the faith, and I just got my faith back 4 years ago, just
Oh,
before all of that. So that's why I became a Christian, and just God brought me wherever He wanted.
wow, that's
It's all
great.
aligned.
Yeah. Yeah, aren't you glad you listened?
Yes. And if this can encourage someone, sometimes, in times of
Right.
troubles or in times of stress,
Right.
you don't know what's
Yes.
happening, but yeah,
Yes, I've
there.
been there before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really fun. Well, tell me you have an Etsy store with your digitals,
Yeah.
and you all have also. I haven't gone to the soap one, but do you have an
Oh, the
Etsy with
soap.
the soap?
No, the other one is for junk journal related items, like my fabric, my fancy yarns, everything that needs a shipping. I
Uh
kind of
huh.
moved it
Okay.
aside from the digitals because they say it's not really good to have like different types of things. People get confused, right, when
Oh,
you go
okay.
in your
Gotcha.
shop. So when you go in the
Mm.
Odulcina shop, it's just the digitals. And then if you go to my Odulcina journals shop, it's the two words together, then it's
Yes.
everything that needs shipping. So if I
Shipping.
put a junk journal for sale, it will be there.
Right.
But that's the
Okay.
thing
Gotcha.
with my digitals, I ended up doing fabric too. So now
Uh
I
huh.
need shipping.
Wow.
So, and
Cool.
last week I was looking with my soaps, the cupcakes and everything. The shipping is so expensive.
Oh,
I
really?
don't see it's worth it to put that on
Uh,
sale.
that just takes the
Like,
fun out of it, doesn't it?
yeah,
Do
like,
you do the little Christmas markets and things like that anymore,
not
or did
really.
you?
I did
No?
it with my kids when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
The kids
Right.
liked it. We were doing the
Right.
Christmas
That's fun.
market, just a day per year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's a lot of work.
and I was selling
I,
the soaps at work, and everybody
yeah.
knew me, but I never
Right.
did a real business out of it. It was just like when you do soaps, you just do too much. So you need to
Right.
sell some at some point,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So, but
Right.
I really thought I could have like an Odulcina soap Etsy shop, let's say,
Right.
with all the soaps, but the shipping, it's
It's
too
crazy.
expensive.
Yeah. It's really crazy.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and because I'm running out of time already, I
Right.
think it would be wise to just keep the
Right.
soap as my hobby for my
Right.
own gifts and
Right.
pose, but
Yeah, I understand that for sure.
I won't do a
Yeah.
business. I kept that in my dream for many years, but being realistic,
Right.
because
You don't
Mother's
want
Day
to.
is coming, and I really wanted to do like I had a fancy package with a cup of tea, but
Oh.
the shipping was so expensive. I was like, no way I would pay that. You
Yeah.
know,
I know it kind of takes unless you're going to buy a ton of it or something. But yeah, it's crazy just to even ship a journal is up there.
it is. It is.
Yeah.
And when you sell on Etsy, the Etsy fees and everything,
Oh, I know. It's like, whoa. I know. Sometimes you wonder, is it worth it? But
Well,
you're still ahead. You're still ahead.
yeah, that's why sometimes I look at my price and I'm like, whew, that is expensive. But it's not
I
because
know.
I make that much of money.
Right.
Everybody
I
gets
know.
more money than me, I think.
I know. I know. And then taxes. I know. We just had, taxes here are due on April 15th. And it's like,
Like on
okay,
a
moving on, starting over.
yeah, on a fabric fat quarter, I make only $1
Oh,
in my pocket. Like everything else
yeah.
is
Yeah.
Etsy shipping because I
What?
pay for shipping for that. Then I need to have someone to cut them. So if I do the cut, I might make more money, but
Hmm. I know. It's tough. When you say you do the fabric, do you have it printed at spoon flour or how do you do that?
no, spoon flour is too expensive. Like
Yeah.
and especially
So,
because I would need to pay for shipping to come to my place as well.
right.
So I looked at spoon flour, and that was not an option for me. But like I say, my family is in business for so many years,
Mm-hmm.
and my sister in her baby products because she took
Uh-huh.
my mom's company.
Gotcha.
Um, she was printing some fabrics, so she gave me her contact.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it comes from China. It's
Yeah. I think
yeah,
most of the fabrics do. China, Korea, South Korea, obviously, Indonesia, Malaysia, a lot of fabrics are printed over
yeah.
there.
So because she already tried with many people or companies, so she gave me that name of a
That's
factory
great.
there.
Yeah.
You know what? I have a top one service, and I'm not a big customer, but
Yeah.
they really, really care. So
That's great.
I do not agree with the Chinese
I know.
politic, but the
I
Chinese
know.
people are really great,
Yeah.
and they need to
Yeah.
make a living too, right? So
Right. I know.
yeah,
Yeah. Well,
so
that's what you do. I mean, I'm not aware of any fabric printer companies except Spoonflower
yeah,
in the US. I mean, we
and
used to have a ton of them back east in the Carolinas, and that's all gone overseas.
yes, and even well, we have some in Montreal, in Quebec, Canada, but they do
Uh
not
huh.
print on 100% cotton.
Oh,
The
okay.
100% cotton, it's they need to kind of put the ink and then wash 2 times the
Mm-hmm.
fabric. So the procedure is totally different, and
Uh
it
huh.
needs a specific machine just for cotton.
Oh, gotcha.
So most of the printers they will print on polyester, nylon, and all the which has a percent of cotton there. But when you want the
Right.
100% cotton, then your
Right.
choice are down to almost zero,
Wow.
even in
Mm, yeah.
China.
And
So
who wants polyester?
well, no, because me my first criteria was I need to be able to tear that side because when I want the
Yes.
label, I want to tear it. I want the edgy being all
Right.
frizzy,
Yeah.
right? So
You're right. And
so I
polyester doesn't
started
do that.
with send me samples of fabrics. I need to test that.
Right. Yeah.
So it
Oops.
costed me like $50 to get a couple of
Oh,
fabrics and yeah, it's the
live and
business.
learn, right?
Yeah.
So tell me, okay, let's get back to Etsy. And you have two Etsy stores, and then I assume, well, I know you're on YouTube, and then Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, Instagram, I'm there. I post something here and there, but I'm not really like it can be 2 weeks without a post on
Right.
Instagram. I
Right.
don't want to fall into that rat race of, you should post often. Maybe I would, my business would grow much more, but do I
Right.
need that? Right.
Right. Right. I know.
And
Yeah.
it's
When
like
it.
for Etsy, I don't care if they say that you need to be on like regular and that kind. I just
Right.
post. I never have anything in my stash like build up. When I post a video, it's because I finished working on it that
Right.
day. That's it.
Same, same. I'm always thinking, geez, I need to get out there and post, but I don't like to post just because I need a post. I have to have something,
Yeah,
And
and when I
and
complete a video, I'm so excited. I need to publish it. I cannot pile it on, and it's going to be shown in 2 weeks. So
I know,
yeah.
I know that's great. That's funny.
So, and
So,
I have a Facebook group too, just
uh-huh,
because when I wanted to give freebies, there's no way to give files through Instagram or YouTube. So I
right,
started a Facebook group so people can go grab the freebie. And
right.
then there was a couple of people not having Facebook, and I discovered, I don't recall who doing junk journals, that they were giving the freebie through Buy Me a Coffee. So
Oh,
I opened the Buy Me a Coffee because you can put digitals there for free, $0, and people can
uh-huh,
go grab it. So now I
yeah,
have those two. But this is just for, there's nothing to sell on the Buy Me a
right,
Coffee.
right.
And it's
So
not
now
for
you're drinking a lot
donations,
of
it's
coffee,
really just to give my freebies.
right? That's cute. So, oh, Pinterest. The
Yeah,
only time do you do Pinterest? I'm laughing because two things I have on my list to do today are your little scrappy things,
pads.
scrappy pads, and make Magnolia. What's her name? Magnolia's chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, okay. You found the recipe?
Well, no, I didn't. I have to go there and find it. But I
Okay.
saw yours. I'm thinking, are they really good?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Since I discovered that recipe, I never did
Joanna,
any
that's
other kind of cookies.
yeah, that's cool. Well, I my daughter and I have been into this sourdough thing lately. And
Okay.
so you can make anything with sourdough. And so she said, try these sourdough chocolate chip cookies. And I did, and she said they're the best I've ever had. Well, she used crunched up real dark chocolate, and
Okay.
I just used chocolate chips, and I think that made the difference. But nah, they were okay, but they weren't the best that I'd ever had. But I'm going to check out Joanna
So
Gaines.
that yeah, Joanna Gain, they're full of sugar. I mean,
Oh,
you have same amount of sugar than flour. Be
oh,
aware.
ah,
They're
wow!
not
No
healthy at
wonder they're
all.
good.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
healthy. They're really, really good. And the key with cookies is the time of cooking, right?
Okay.
As soon
Don't
as you
overbake. Is
see,
that what?
exactly, as soon as you see that the edge of the cookie is starting to, the brown starts,
Right.
you
Right. Get
complete
them
it
out of
there.
there.
So
Okay. So
sometimes it's
that leaves
just
that
6
soft,
minutes.
chewy middle.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
it still cook when you remove it from the oven for a while.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let you know how they turn out.
Well, it depends. I love the Subway type in those days when they were doing the good cookies. Not
Uh-huh.
anymore, but they were all soft and they were melting down, right? So,
Oh,
but you
wow.
have people that they love it to be really crunchy, so they need to overcook it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm more the gooey.
Okay, so
I
maybe
love the
don't
gooey
listen
middle.
to me then. Overcook them.
Yeah. No, I love the gooey inside. I don't like them
Oh, okay, okay,
overbaked. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
My English.
Definitely. Yeah. So, so what are your plans, and what would you tell others that are thinking of doing journaling or baking cookies or whatever?
It's
You have such a it seems kind of like a fairyland uh, lifestyle, even though I know it's a lot of hard work to be on a farm and do that sort of thing, but it just seems so wonderful. I'm kind of
it
I'm kind
is.
of jealous. Yeah.
It is, but I
Hmm.
couldn't do that before these days. You know, you cannot do that at 20 years old. You need some money
Yeah.
to buy that. Because when we
Right.
bought here, we could be mortgage free, but it's because
Hmm.
we had a whole career, right? And we've been
Right.
good with money to save
Right.
some. And
Right. Yeah.
so you cannot really do that at 20 years old.
Right.
And I wouldn't do that with young kids too.
Yeah.
But I guess I was there now. The kids are grown up,
Yes.
and you kind of
What a
have some money that you can get
right.
out of
Right.
mortgage and debt free.
Right.
And
That's
then when
great.
you reach that level, this is where, so it's kind of a pre-retirement thing
Right.
that is
Right.
kind of awesome.
Right.
You,
Right.
if you
Right.
can slow down your living to almost
Right.
nothing, but what makes me happy, it's scraps. So of laces and thrift
Right.
stores, and I spend almost nothing, right?
Yeah. Great.
I
Yeah.
can
That's
spend a
fun.
lot too if I want, but
Right.
my printer is less than $135 Canadian,
Yeah.
so less than $100 for US. Um,
Right.
the papers, I take cheap papers,
Uh-huh.
and even like the more luxurious papers, it's less than 20 cents a paper, so it's not that expensive. And with
Right.
instant ink, you're
Yes.
in
Yeah.
business.
Yeah. The instant ink. Oh,
Yeah.
so you can do that in Canada too.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm,
So the
good.
trick in Canada, though, is when I buy a printer, I call them and I ask them to send me extra ink to have
Oh,
my own
yes.
stash. Because by the
Right.
time they ship it and I receive it, it's 3 weeks, and I
Yeah.
can empty an ink
Yeah.
within one day.
Right.
So I need a stash. So they
Right.
always say, I can only send you one set. Okay, fine. Then 2 months later, I call back, and so I now have a stash of 810 ink. So I'm okay now. So that's
Oh, yeah. Great. Yeah.
your
I had them do
Canadian.
that one time too, and they're pretty good about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's good.
it's not fun to take the time to call them, but you need to do that when you get a new printer, just to build your stash, and then you're good
Right.
to go.
Right. In case you
Right.
run out. Yeah. And you know how much we print. I don't know about you, but when I'm playing with digitals, and I haven't made any, but when I play and think I'm making some, I print them out. Oh, let's see how this looks. And then I print that. Do you do that?
Yeah.
And
Oh
go through a
yeah.
ton of paper and ink?
Oh
Or,
yeah.
oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
It's not just me.
No.
Okay.
So I print on copy paper to see.
Uh huh.
And what
Yes.
discourages me more now is that I have my old printer, which
Uh
would
huh.
be the only printer I would recommend people to buy, but it's not. That printer model is
Gone.
out of stock. It's not available anymore. They still
Right.
provide me ink to go with, but if I could buy it again, I would buy 5 of it. I mean,
Oh.
I was able to print on vellum, legal size paper, my
Cardstock.
fabric, cardstock, anything.
Wow.
It printed fine. The colors
Oh.
are perfect. And I stayed
Wow.
with HP, and I bought 4 more printers since, because I can't afford it to die and have no replacement, right?
Right. Right.
So it's my fourth now that I'm trying, and I'm still, when people ask me, do you have a printer to recommend me? Well, no, I'm sorry. They all print, but I can print the same paper on one printer, on the other one, and the other one, and the colors are not the same. And they're all HP printers.
Ah.
So HP ink with instant ink, same. I'm printing from the same digital, same print, same computer. So what's going on?
Geez,
So
I don't know. I purchased an HP laser
okay,
jet. Yeah, because I wanted paper that wouldn't. The ink was waterproof. Like if
yes,
I wanted to put
yeah,
tea around it
yeah,
after it was printed, and it. I'm thinking, wow, what is going on here? After a while, the color was terrible, and I'm thinking it was. But I bought the cheap cartridges, the non HP,
okay.
because you have to mortgage your house to get the toner cartridges that are HP. I mean,
And
it's
they don't
like,
offer instant ink, eh?
well, I talked to Sharon Hirth, who I did a video with, a podcast, and I said, "You have the same printer. I see it in your
Okay.
studio." And I said, "So I've been using the generic toner cartridges." I said, "Does it make a big difference if I switch to the HP cartridges because they're so expensive?" And she said, I did the same thing. And finally I switched, and she said the color's perfect. So I switched, I bit the bullet, and bought the toner cartridges, and the color's really nice, but it costs a fortune. So oftentimes I'll print something out on my little HP, rather than running the other one so much because, I don't want to have to buy those cartridges every month.
Yeah. I never
Mm.
tried the laser printers
Mm-hmm.
because
They're pricey too, but I had the just the 4 cartridges that you need, the toner cartridges, are more, just a set, are more than what I paid for the printer
yeah,
itself.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's more
So I kind of goofed.
without the instant ink, a regular printer that you pay $135. If you look at the
Yeah.
cartridges, you have the dual toners for like $89. I'm talking
I
Canadian
know.
prices, so you buy them twice and you barely print 30 pages. So
I
for us,
know.
junk journals and scrapbookers, that instant ink program is just you
That
cannot
that's
beat it.
definitely a
You
thing.
cannot beat
Yeah,
that.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a game changer, you
Yes.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, you walk into a
So,
store and just a color cartridge is $46 or something.
yeah. And I now offer, because I offer shipping, I offer my digital kits printed for you for
Yeah, I heard you say that. Yeah,
there's
on
so
online.
many ladies that doesn't have a printer. Like, but
Oh,
I guess they're not technology. They don't have a computer. They don't have
yeah. Oh, yeah,
so
yeah. If they didn't have a
so
computer,
I've been
yeah.
asked a lot and a lot, so I started offering it. But when I print a kit, I scrap a bunch of papers too. You know, if
You
I
do.
print 10 times the papers and
Yeah.
then it grabs 2 papers at the same time and it prints half of one, half of the other one.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
scrap 2 papers, but when I'm at the other side of the paper, I scrap 4 prints, right? Plus the paper. And then all the puzzle of where I was, which one I need to reprint, and
I've been there.
it's a challenge. So when you look at
Yes.
the price of those bundles, it's because they
Oh,
are
yeah.
a pain. They are a
Well,
pain to print.
so you found quite a market with people who will buy them pre-printed then, and then you ship them,
Yeah,
right?
it's not that much. I mean, I cannot make a living out of it, but it's
Right.
part of the business, right?
But
You
all the
get a
things
little bit of,
together.
yeah, all together.
Yeah.
It keeps me busy.
Right. Right. That's great.
Yeah.
Keeps you busy and keep you having fun. And, yeah, I'm in my studio and I'm just loving every minute of it. It's
Exactly.
like, what a
But
life.
yeah, but when you
Yeah.
look at just printing for other people, all
Uh-huh.
the printer issues that I encounter and all the time that I put on setting up my printer and
Right.
the ink didn't print correctly because the level was too low and you redo those papers and
Uh, I know.
the printer lost the Wi-Fi. Oh boy, okay, now and now we're later I can print again. Like this is all part of the
Oh yeah.
you need to love all of
I
that.
can tell you've been through this
More
several
than once.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people just don't realize like when you do that kind of business, you really
Right.
need to love everything of it.
Right.
So
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
a creative person, but I've been working in IT. IT it's computer, fixing computers like the software and everything. So I'm not afraid of that kind of technology.
Right. Right.
But there's still a pain, right? I need to Google
Oh.
for my fix and I need to, you know,
Oh yeah, I know
try
Google's my
and
best friend. Why isn't this printer printing? And in
yeah,
fact, I have an issue with my little HP printer now. And it's like, what is your problem? I wish you could talk to me.
exactly. Sometimes I just shut it down. I shut down the laptop and I come back the next day and it's
And
magically
it'll work.
working.
Oh, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do that.
You update everything, you uninstall, you reinstall. That kind
Right. Oh
of
yeah.
why it
Yeah.
stopped working. It was working 5 minutes ago. And of course it stops working when you just have 1 or 2 page that you
Oh
really
yeah.
need to
Of
complete the
course.
whole thing. And
When
then
you
you
really need
get
it.
like an hour or two later, you finally get that page printed.
Right. It's nuts. Well, listen, Anne, it's getting close to. We've been talking for an hour. This is
Oh
fun.
yeah, eh?
Yeah. I don't think I know anyone from Quebec. This is kind
No.
of fun to know you. Yeah. I want to come up and play with your Clydesdales. Or you're one now.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
Right.
so pretty. Yeah. Of course, I'm not a horse person, but they're really majestic looking, I think. And I love the Budweiser ones, of
They're
course.
majestic, yeah.
Yes, they're
But
fun.
I'm not a horse lover too.
Right.
It's my
Yeah.
husband's thing.
Yeah.
But I love seeing them. I'm more,
Right. That's kind of like me. I'd love to see him playing out in the
yeah,
snow, but I don't want to ride you, and don't step on me.
yeah. So I'm not afraid of them. But
Right.
if my husband say, let's go for a ride, okay. But I prefer staying in my workshop.
Yeah. And does that mean I have to quit journaling and come out?
Yes, exactly. How
I
long it's
know.
gonna be?
Right.
I think he's really discouraged sometimes.
Right.
It can be a sunny day and he's like, have you been outside today? No.
Oh gosh, you sound like me. Have you checked the garden? Have you done this? Have you? No, just as soon as I finish this one page.
And when there's a raining day, I'm like, yes.
Yes, I know.
I don't feel guilty. What are you doing?
Right.
I'm gonna work in my workshop.
Oh gosh, this must be a crafter's mantra. I mean, we must all think like this because
Have you
yeah.
think about something for dinner? No.
No.
What time is it? Oh, it's 5:30.
Oh darn.
What about
Let's go out. No, let's ask it to come in because I don't want to go out. I'm still working, right?
Oh boy, I love cooking, but I don't love cooking at the same time because it's so low in my priority list that I must admit I don't love cooking because there's so many other things I want to do before taking that time.
Well, it's that responsibility that you have to do all the time, and it's like, I don't like those anymore. I'm too old to have to do that every day. Where's my maid?
Yeah.
Where's my chef? Yeah,
that would be great. But
I know.
At least I don't have kids at home anymore, and that's a big relief.
It is, yeah.
On that.
My kid, right. Well, listen, let's wind it up. It's been fun to talk to you.
Yes,
this has been really fun. I was really anxious to see all your good stuff, and I want to tell the audience to go and see some of her videos, where she lives, what she does, and all that fun lace that you put on your journals, and it's just so fun, girly.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's been really fun to talk to you, Anne. Well, listen, let's stay in touch. I want to encourage the audience to go check out your media, your social media things that I will list below, all that information, and get that to me today if you can.
Okay, yeah.
And thank you very much for being a guest. I had a lot of fun talking to you. You're a lot of fun.
Podcast experience, so.
Oh yeah, I know, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's good to get to know you, Anne, and you have a good day. And just journal away. Don't let anybody talk you into going out in the snow.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you very much, audience, for being here, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.